Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Game, and we are returning to the skies over Ukraine. Now, I've played a little bit ahead here, and we've now pretty much got midnight over Ukraine, and things are starting to look up a little bit. You can see there are a couple of Su-24 fences over here, 4 of them. I guess they are coming in against this group, or this group of Ukrainian ground forces. We've also got a couple of, as of yet, unidentified Russian planes that are coming straight from over here. I think this is very likely to be another ground attack. Probably these guys are Su-24s too. So we're going to try to intercept them. I'm not entirely sure whether that will work. I've set up most of our guys here to ignore their refueling needs and basically try to intercept as fast as possible. And then we're going to see whether that will work out. Now, I should say that in the last couple of minutes before that, as I was playing off screen, there were a couple of Su-57s that were flying around here. And at this point, I'm really, honestly, kind of worried about what that means for NATO going forward in real life. Because the issue is these guys are, of course, stealth fighters. And they're not just generically kind of good, which would be kind of expected. But it does allow for a specific Russian strategy, I want to say. So what these guys did, and I think that's very interesting, is they basically came in, shot at some of our guys over here, like for example, what's this, F-16s or F-15s. They were cruising over here over Ukraine, and we weren't quite able to spot them because they were too far away and our sensors couldn't really capture that. Of course, there would have been a possibility to take them out with our F-35s and F-22s, but because the Russians have such an amazing long-range weaponry, they can shoot from a distance that well outrages our sensor capabilities. The only thing that we could do is push our sensors further towards the front, but then these guys would be in danger themselves, and that pretty much means we would have to keep some F-35s, F-22s, so our own stealth fighters, much further towards the front. And of course we don't have that many of them to provide continuous coverage, and some of the Russians can just wait for there to be a small gap and then fly in and take us out. So it's a very interesting strategic conundrum, I think, in real life for NATO. By the way, I'm realizing that these guys here are way too slow. These guys are doing fine. You guys are also a little bit slow here, I think. Most of these guys should really be... What are you guys doing? You're returning to base. Honestly, don't. Maybe just don't. You do have a couple of missiles here. I want to keep you around. You guys, on the other hand, can certainly return to base, and you're doing that. You've got around 170 miles, 160 miles safety margin. I think that's fine. Currently, we do have a slight issue in that you can see there are no tankers of ours in their usual position, and that's slightly awkward, honestly. What are you guys doing? Stop. Why are you returning to base? Don't. You've got missiles. Come on. You're not returning to base just yet. Please do come over here. You've got a lot of range here, and I would hope that we can intercept these guys who know our Su-24s. And if I remember the last attack correctly, just behind the Su-24s, there were, in the last attack at least, some Frogfoot, so Su-25s? Is it the Su-25? Oh, Jesus, I don't know. But yeah, we'll need to see whether there is anything happening there. We're pushing forward a couple of our guys. We are sending some more transports and fuelers up towards the front line, so that's good. But yeah, things are a little bit difficult. Now, we've also got these guys here. This... Zumba class? No, sorry, it's a British ship, isn't it? Yeah, Duncan. So you're going to be pushed forward a little bit just so that we've got better AA coverage here, and that should hopefully be good. Now, I actually don't know whether there are still Su-27s, 57s around, so I'm a little bit worried because, again, we might just not see them, and that would be kind of bad. I'm also slightly concerned that the Su-24s, I think last time they had very long-range weaponry, so I would like to take that out if at all possible. You guys can probably go in a little bit closer here. I think you guys here are on a perfectly fine intercept course. Let's do make sure that you are using a radar. Now, being this close to the what's going on, was this down here? Yeah, I think you guys are still trying to shoot. up that naval base, which is fine, but I think at this point they're using like 200mm guns, so they're probably not going to do a lot of damage. What's this here? That's a flanker, but still. Yeah, as I was saying, pushing this far in towards the Russian border is kind of dangerous, because I'm kind of thinking that they do have some AA up here, but at least so far we seem to be doing alright. Can probably go a little bit closer still. On the other hand, I think we can go slightly slower, because we don't need to specifically intercept them further here. So yeah, I think I would like to keep out of range a little bit, because these guys probably are carrying some sort of is it 35? Yeah, because they're carrying some sort of infrared missile, so we do want to be a little bit careful there. You guys are hostile for sure, even though that shouldn't matter too much. We've got a couple of guys over here, but I think they mostly have the B variant here, so probably aren't that great for AA. You guys, on the other hand, do have a lot of missiles here, so we are going to reassign you towards the Ukrainian Combat Air Patrol. So you can go a little bit further to the north there, which should hopefully be able to do something here. Right, it seems like at least one of these missiles has missed, the other one seems to be doing fine. This guy's also now being engaged. They are crossing the border now, and this is going to be interesting, because technically I think this guy will go down over his side of the border, and I'm slightly worried that that would be bad for our scenarios here, but let's see. Right, you're almost out of missiles, but you're doing fine so far. Also, you've increased your speed again, which I don't know why you did that, but let's try not to close in too aggressively here. You'll need to return home anyway, sooner rather than later. Okay, that missile has missed, so I'm hoping this is not game end, because that would be kind of awkward. Yeah, doesn't seem to be resulting in an immediate loss condition at least, so that's kind of hopeful. Right, you guys are the F-22 here, and I think I told you to not attack anyone too aggressively, but we are going to try to take out at least the first wave here, because we want to protect our Ukrainian friends, and this up here honestly looks kind of nice, doesn't it? Honestly, I think you can go back to loiter speed, because you're almost in range. And that's fine, good. Okay, you guys are heading to a refuel point. No. Let's unassign you from anything, and ask you to not refuel and return home, if at all possible. Because we've got so few tankers here, that I would really like for you to just return home, and I think you can make it. Oh, you're from Turkey. That's a long way off, but I think you're going to be alright. Right, you guys can return to your standard mission, which I hope you are assigned to. Yeah, you are. Good. Fine. Yeah, you're returning to base there. You should be well able to reach that. Yes, you are. Nice. Very good. Right, you guys are coming up too. You have reached bingo fuel, but we are pushing you up anyway, and I think that is a good idea. Now, soon we will be able to target these guys, or these guys in fact. Do we want to send out all of our missiles here with the Raptor? Thing is, the Raptor is really a good one, is a good airplane to target some of the other stuff that's really high value. Okay, we did manage to shoot down one of these guys there. Yeah, let's push you forward. But then I think there are very few other aircraft here that we've got in our group. You guys, you're returning to base because you've reached bingo fuel, or you're going to continuously reach bingo fuel. Okay, let's unassign you. Let's go over here on cruise speed and see how far we can get. He's gonna reach bingo fuel, and then we'll need to override that. But you're fine. You shouldn't really be worried. But I'm worried that we're not going to reach this point in due time. And now that being said, there are probably going to be some SU-25s and stuff, so we'll need to see. You guys do use your radar, please. Not sure why you're saying return to base, but I think we're going to be alright here. We just need to send out a couple of missiles here. Again, you've got the D variant, and the stocks of these guys are running really, really low. But there we go. That's the first couple of missiles there. That's nice to see. Now, we could try to take out their high-value targets. If indeed we can shoot down planes over their territory without triggering an immediate catastrophe. And that would actually be kind of okay. Yeah, well, you're a single plane here and you only got 3 more missiles, so you most certainly cannot take out all of these guys. So the big question is, who do we have to take out these guys? For example, you, who I would really, really like to go on this course and override your stuff there. You're making your way home, nice. You guys can probably come over here too. Okay, good hit there. Further missiles our way. And soon you're going to return home. And you have a problem going home. I fully recognize that. So we will need to tell you to refuel in a second here. But if at all possible, it would be great if you didn't suck out the fuel from these guys right away. Come on now. There we go. That's all of your missiles gone. We're going to continue to fly in this direction so that we can guide in these missiles. We're just going to give them a higher probability to hit. And as I say that, of course, we're losing one. We can go to loiter speed, though. We can go to loiter speed, though. Ooh, look at this. There are some AA missiles there. So, in that case, you know what? Let's actually try to run away here. Let's go minimum altitude for a second, and then I can actually allow you to refuel again in a second here. But we'll need to come in pretty low. Guys, come in pretty low. Try to avoid the S-400 here. Let that missile be. And because we have practically no other capabilities here, I'm going to grab this bonehead and turn him around to take out these aircraft here that do remain. So, for example, this guy, he seems to be coming in pretty low, but okay, good. Yeah, further attacks down there, honestly, they at this point are a little more than nuisance, so let's ignore them for a second here. I think we've lost the A, so that's good. Yeah, and you're returning home and stuff, so that's nice. So let's return you to base. No. Return to base. Yeah, that's okay. You're gonna go for a refuel point? Yeah, you're gonna go do that anyway, so that's nice to see. Guys. We need to come in a little bit lower here and assign weapons to both of these targets. Now I only need to do that manually because on the F-22 we were actually a little bit more careful here to actually use the stuff that we have because it's such a high value thing. Right, let's make sure that all of our guys can refuel. Because I did override that on some of them, and I think now we are doing fine. For example, you guys should be able to refuel. Notice this guy is using his fire control radar, but I am guessing that he should be okay. Maybe let's try to run away straight here. And what are you guys doing? Come on, turn around. You should be able to fire off missiles. There we go. That's one. And you're sort of doing something that I didn't ask you to do. But it's alright, so you should be alright there. Good. Yeah, I think we have fought off the SU-24s, so that's nice. Even though we are within their engagement radius, we seem to be doing fine, especially when we have the ability to use our airborne fighters here. You are allocated. No, not two. Just one is fine here. And you're out of ball sight limits. I don't understand. Because you're very, very low. Let's have a let's try not to get into his engagement radius. That would be kind of lovely. Why are you going that far? Should be coming down. There we go. Now, we're being jammed here, but shouldn't be too concerning. Come on. Nice. You're returning to base? Shotgun? Yes, you are. Good. I don't think you need to refuel. Yeah, you're actually fine there. Let's ask you to go to cruise speed, though. I don't want you to be going that fast. We don't have anything to rearm you anyway, and I really would like you to avoid refueling. Right, so that's good. Ooh, an Isle. What are you? Probably some intel aircraft? No, there you go, tanker. Okay, that's why we rarely see you. Okay, otherwise we've only got flankers and stuff in the air. So that's nice. We could take the boneheads and try to take out some of these guys. But honestly, the Russians haven't been doing that much to escalate the situation recently, so I kind of don't think that would be within our allowed systems here. What was that sound? Some message, but I didn't quite get it, and I don't want to look through all of them because honestly, even though I mean it's nicer that you've got these kind of bubbles here, it's still not a great interface. So it tells you sort of everything with the same level of detail, which honestly just doesn't really work for me that well. Okay, let's make sure to go through all of these guys here and make sure that they are all refueled, or that they can refuel if they need to. Oh, you should actually not do that. At least the fighters should be able to refuel. Yeah, you guys all doing that. How about this flight? I think you are actually already refueling. Yeah, seems like that. Electronic warfare, you are maneuvering to refuel. Honestly, I do not want you to refuel. Like the Elin stuff shouldn't be doing that, I think. Yeah, you've got still very long way to being a fuel, so that's fine. Yeah, and it seems like there we go, more tankers that are coming up there. They're not completely full, but still, it's going to be nice to have them around. Especially as some of these other guys are breaking off their respective stuff because they are now returning home. Do we actually have any tankers on position now? Ooh, very few of them, in fact. Still, better to have some than none. Let's check on what's going on here. It's just an SU-35 running with active radar emissions and coming in pretty fast, I have to say. What exactly is he up to? Maneuvering wildly around. No, I think it was just trying to spook us off. Yeah, I think we can go a little bit faster here. Now this is 15 times acceleration, which of course isn't completely true, because, well, it's just not. Yeah, ships maneuvering around land masses don't really work that well. Okay, notice all of these tankers here coming back and all of these patrol aircraft. Do we have more tankers that we could send out? Ooh, I don't think we do. We're going to ask them to launch whenever they can, but it is going to take a while for that to happen. You guys are all maintenance, so that doesn't quite count. And we still have no tankers on position, so not great, honestly. How about you guys? Can you refuel? Yes, good. Okay, I also hear some more aircrafts are launching. Not sure where, but presumably still a good thing for us. Yeah, we are sending more aircrafts to the front there. Lots of Su-27s. Still not that important. And I honestly have absolutely no idea what you guys are doing here. Let's try to get you away. Okay, I'm doing that now. Fine. We also still, of course, have our ground attack missions here set up against these guys, which they're going to do eventually, whenever they are rearmed and stuff. Ooh. What's going on here? Where? Up over here. Interesting. Okay, so presumably you are attacking this flight, I'm guessing. You're coming down here. So that's going to be against this AVEX. Interesting. You are probably refueling or something. Right, let's try to take you away here. You're not the fastest or most maneuverable, but still you should be able to get outside of this range. Ooh, this is not looking good. This is not looking good at all. Ouch. Ouch. Whew. Okay. You're going to be alright though. Once you get out of there. More flankers here. You know what? I think I would like to do this now. So we're going to escalate the situation somewhat by bringing you in over Russia and making a point that we can shoot down this aircraft. Let's see whether that results in an immediate loss of the scenario. I'm certainly hoping that not, but let's see. Right, so we're going to bring it down and then we're going to go north towards the mainstay here, while all of these flankers are doing the thing over there. We are dangerously close to one of these Growlers, and there is another aircraft there, which might be, no, it's an Su-35. Look at that, we are spotting you. You're also going to get missiles here. You might in fact going to want to go up a little bit more like that. On a nice intercept course, more aircrafts being launched. Could be just fighters and they're circling through their patterns here, but we don't know that. What did I hear just now? Probably over here. Radar. What are you? Oh, Mavericks. Yeah, you are taking stuff down there. That's okay. We're not really interested in that. We are interested in taking out these high-value targets. Because that really should be one of the strengths that NATO has to be able to do that. In fact, already engaging offensively here. Now there's the Su-35 that we need to be worried about, but come on now. It's not a very maneuverable target. Nice. Okay, no loss conditions so far. There we go. Nice. What are you? Are you also an alien? Yes, electronic warfare. Now we've got the meters, the tanker for refueling. I don't think we're going to go that far up there, but just in case. You're returning to base. No. You're doing what I told you to do. That is specifically take out this target. And maybe that one. There's another meters up there. There's another tanker. Might actually be better to try to take that out. We need to keep an eye on the other things here. Okay, we are getting pretty dangerously close to a lot of the other stuff here. But still, I think it is a good idea to go about like this. Come on, you should be able to fire missiles now. Or did you sort of forget that I told you to do that when I told you to unassign? Probably you did. Yeah, you did. There's the first missile. Come on. Bam. There's the second missile. There's a fighter coming in force. Nice. Okay. Right. And now you can return to base, please. You're doing that. You should have more than enough range to actually get anywhere. So please do not try to refuel anywhere, because honestly, that's one of the things that I really kind of hate about the game, that it really tries to do that sometimes. Okay, let's look at it now. You're returning to base. You have got an enormous range. You can get there really kind of nicely. Oh, and indeed we are being targeted by this flanker, which is kind of interesting. Now, what we should presumably be doing is turn off your radar and have a little bit of faith that we can run away here, because this is a stealth aircraft after all. Nice, yeah, that's what I really love the F-22 for. So that's great. How about you guys? You seem to be... No, you have more than enough range. We've got more tankers here coming in. That's good. But it is going to take a while to get here. Well, we've got a couple of guys on station now. So that is good. You guys are doing fine. You guys are doing fine. Okay, finally we've got some stuff there in the front lines. Let's click through these guys here real quick to make sure that you're not being starved completely out of fuel. No. Pretty much most of you guys seem to be fine. How about you though? Yeah, you are allowed to refuel, so you're not going to be too badly set up there. Good. So yeah, we have finally stricken into Russia proper and taken out some of their high-value targets here, which I really love. Also, notice how all of these flankers are now pulling back, which I think is due to the fact that we did see another tanker coming in, and I think they were a little bit paranoid as well, so they have some trouble maintaining their combat air patrols as well, which is good for us at least. Okay, everyone returning home and stuff. Who are you? You're a tanker? Yes, you are. And you're launching. Good. Okay, so if we can take out their tankers, now that is, of course, a very nice thing for us, because it does mean that we should be able to, you know what, do we see more, okay, Eurofighters, do we have more F-22s or something? Boneheads, yes, you. How about we repeat that trick, come over here and let's hunt high-value targets. Specifically, if we can take out more tankers, I think we can mission kill a lot of their high value, well, basically all of their assets, basically. Right, let's go cruise speed. Yeah, there seems to be more flankers. I'm guessing one of these guys is a refueler. Refueler? Tanker. Jesus. Electronic warfare. Airborne warning. But our perpetual problem of these guys down here, you could be going in for the Reaper, but I don't think you do. You've launched here, so you might very well be against, for example, this flight, which is currently unassigned. That shouldn't be the case. He should be assigned to Combat Air Patrol Ukraine. You could also come in actually against this target here. And I'm not sure why you seem to be going here. You should be going back. Let's try to go back. Yeah, lots of missiles. Hopefully though you're not going to reach. Yeah. So that's good. Okay, I like that. I'm not sure what's going on here. These flankers... I'm thinking this is the tanker. But even more than the tanker, I want to go for these Eland aircraft and radar contacts. Although the tanker is really a juicy target. Maybe go a little bit more like that. We don't need to fly directly over the S-400 or S-300 or whatever that is. I mean, I do trust the stealth capabilities a lot, but why? I thought I told all of you they would be completely fine to refuel. You've reached bingo fuel. You are allowed to use refueling, and you're heading to a refuel point. Why didn't you do that earlier? Well, it happens. I don't like it when it happens, but it does happen. And it's probably going to happen to some of these guys too. Panther 6 here is struggling, I think. Right, guys. Let's start out with a target that's slightly further away from all of these guys and not right over the S-400 or behind the S-400. Afterwards, you can go for the midders and even for all of these other stuff. Okay, these flankers are coming in, I think, for a rendezvous with, for example, who can we take? You are F-16s? Why not? Why not? Let's bring the F-16s forward. I'm going to slightly deaccelerate time here because it's a little bit too risky. Right, let's go there. Try to take him out. It's curious to see that the F-22s are always going on sort of a perpendicular course here once they have launched. Really kind of odd. Right, let's see whether we can get them. Don't go quite as close here, please. Flankers, flankers, flankers. What are you? Eland, and you another Eland. You're going to be alright? No, you're not, but now you are. Right, okay. Apparently that one missed, so let's try that again. Yeah, it's really odd, that behavior. I didn't ever notice that. It must be something to do with the sensors? I don't know. I honestly do not know. What are you? Another mainstay? Well, they've got a couple of these, but you're jamming? I don't know what you are doing, but I would like to take you out. Come on, guys. You're doing fine over there. We're taking them out deep over Russian proper now, so let's try this. Oh, come on. He's dodging so many missiles there. Yeah, everyone else seems to be doing fine though. Let's take a brief look at Rammstein in a moment. Okay, there we go. Since you're all sending a missile his way, maybe try to take out this guy too, this jammer. And I think do you have a home on jam ability? Doesn't, yeah, no you do. So if you can home in on jamming, you should be really capable of taking out targets like this. Not actually sure what he does, but still. Okay, more tankers. So they do have a number of these different air assets, but still, the more we can take out, the more problem all of the other guys are going to have. So that being said, we were not able to take this guy down. Okay, that's good there. Honestly, you guys can return to base. Are you going to make it? Let's unassign you and return to base. Okay, unassign you. Let's check that again. So, unassign. You cannot make it all the way to base, so let's ignore that for a second. You guys can return to base, please. You're also not going to make it, so that's okay. But the big question is then, do we have more F-22s or F-35s here in this group? And I don't think we do, unless I thought I had launched a group of them at some point. I can't find them now, so that does maybe seem unlikely that I did. Strike tankers and strike eagles. So apparently that's a no. Let's do look at this airbase then. Yeah, we do have a couple of you guys now ready. So let's firstly assign you towards Combat Air Patrol Ukraine. Thank you. And let's launch you individually. And you know what? Let's also assign you to that and launch you individually. You're going to take off, and then I'm going to give them proper orders, and that is to hold their weaponry, because I don't want them to launch at some random Su-35 or something. And that's going to be alright. Good. So since everyone here is making their way home, that's going to be nice. Now, I don't think, no, you're just the Strike Eagle returning to base. Rammstein, I thought we said we are going to look at that, and we're going to ask you guys here to launch individually as soon as possible. You know what? Abort launch. Let's launch you as a group, because you're going to be ready within 4 minutes of each other, and that should be more than fine. Speaking of tankers, we should also take a look here. And yeah, I think you and you're also going to be launched as a group in around 2 hours, just to make sure that we're not going to forget about that. And that's good. Right. Perfect. Lots and lots of assets down here. For now, we are not tasked to strike within Russia, but this does give me some pause here, because it might be that the entire scenario is going to escalate, and in that case, we probably do not want to spend all of our ammo here on these groups. If, let's say, 6 hours before the scenario ends, we do get an order to attack anything down here, because otherwise, why would the scenario designer put so many anti-air assets here? I think we might be better off to try to preserve some of our forces. So in between episodes, I'm going to reorganize our ground forces here a little bit and make sure that they're not going to be too aggressive there, and that we can indeed maintain some of our abilities here. Okay, interesting that you're launched as a group here. Nevertheless, let's ask all of you guys here to hold your fire. And in fact, what we're going to do is we're going to unassign this group here from its current mission. We're going to bring it all the way over here, and we're actually going to go on military speed here, because that's amazingly fast on these F-22s. And that will get us here within half an hour. Then we're going to take quick pop shots at these guys. And unless, of course, we're not going to make it that far, because we seem to be burning fuel a little bit too fast here. So maybe actually we're going to go back to cruise speed. But that's going to be alright. So yeah, more bombs and stuff are being launched on these naval bases, air bases, and so on. But really don't need to be too aggressive there, I think. We've basically disabled these guys completely, so yeah. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Do leave a like and everything, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.